Calm the Chaos with Murdery. This is season 1, episode 4. What life is like with disability, depression, and chronic illness. Um, when I was a kid, life was really hard. It just was. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm not gonna pretend it wasn't. It was. I had to learn everything the hard way. Every single thing I learned, I had to learn how to do it differently than everyone else I knew. I still can't ride a bike. I can't climb on ladders. I could barely climb on step ladders. And I became a human bouncy ball just a couple weeks ago for trying that. I have terrible balance. I'm clumsy. I could barely walk on 2 feet. That's just fact. When I was a kid, when I was dating, when I got into high school, like I would wear jackets and pants in the heat of summer. In Arkansas summers, bad, because I didn't want people to see my scars on my left side. Not at all. Not even a little bit. And for that reason, I hid myself away. I was told when I was a kid, and I know the reason why I was told this was as a protecting mechanism for me to keep myself safe, keep myself make life a little less harder on me. No one likes sad people. No one likes people who are going through things. Well, my whole life was going through something. I was literally born from fire, literally. I mean, I was born I don't know how I'm here. My biological father pushed my mother down in hopes that she'd miscarry me. It's a true miracle that I'm existing, that I'm here, even with a disability. It's amazing. Or a disability that's not as worse or not as bad as it. There are different versions of my disability. I'm very blessed with the fact that my disability affected me the ways that it has, and that's like a double-edged sword, because yes, I'm thankful, but at the same time I also struggle. Like March and April, the hardest months of my life physically, because of all the rain. When it rains, I'm miserable. And this is Pumpkin Patch. She's wanting lovin's. She's the baby. You can hear her purring. She's my little motorboat. Anyways, so life for me was complicated. And I had pieces. I was almost like I had to compartmentalize. I was one gigantic compartmentalization. And for that reason, like I was always kind of fractured. And I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, I remember I had my first few near death experiences, obviously before I was 18, you know, and one of the really big ones after the car accident when I was 15 was I had pneumonia, the true flu, and mono my senior year of high school. Like, I remember getting sick in November, the year I graduated high school. It was closer to my birthday. It was football season. I was a cheerleader for a decade. And, I went to the doctor and they were like, it's a viral infection. And I'm like, okay. Well, I just kept going, cheering out all the games, being outside, in all kinds of weather, just pushing myself hard. Well, by basketball season, which is, December, January, February, you could barely understand me. My voice was just gone, just gone. And I remember one night, I was 18, and my mom still worked at the hospital at the time. I told her, I woke her up. I was like 3 in the morning. I was like, I gotta go to the hospital. I got to. It's bad. It's really, really bad. And she's like, you're not sick. And I was like, I am. I'm very sick. I'm very, very sick. I'm in a really bad way. I could barely breathe. And she's like, if you can't breathe, why are you talking? And I'm like, because I am. And I ended up driving myself to the hospital, and they hospitalized me for 10 days because I had to be in quarantine. I had mono, the true flu, and pneumonia. It was bad. Like, I missed my last ball game as a cheerleader, and I cheered for a decade. It killed me. I just sit on the sidelines and watch everyone else. I missed my final game. It broke my heart. And it took going through that for my parents to be like, oh crap, she's serious. When she says she feels bad, she feels bad. Because my biological father was a hypochondriac. So in the back of my mom's mind, I guess that I was like that. But I wasn't. Like, they never understood how I could be very, very sick and still be smiling, be happy. They also haven't had the life I've had. Like, one of the reasons why I can smile and feel joy even when I feel at my worst is because if I let myself feel mentally how I feel physically, I would never smile ever again. I just wouldn't. I would never smile again. Just fact. And there are points in my life where my parents would be like, well, clearly you're not that sick if you're smiling or laughing, making jokes. I'm like, yes, I can. I compartmentalize. I push, I push as I push the awful down as much as I physically can push it down. I push it down into a tiny, tiny ball where I can adapt and focus and just not be miserable. I don't want to be miserable. So like I said, I push it down. I push it down. I just in this box, and there are days I can't. Like the last week, I've been miserable. Like it's been rainy and nasty, and when it rains and it's nasty, I feel everything. Like I have a lot going on in my body, but it's the it's the it's the constant, like, when one thing freaks out, everything freaks out. It's the domino effect. And if I had my way, I'd be asleep with my husband right now. It's 1 in the morning. I would love to be sleeping while my husband and child are sleeping. I would love that. That'd be awesome. But I'm not. Because my brain and my body thinks it's day, like actual morning, instead of night. Like when I say morning, I'm like 7 to 8 in the morning. My body's in reverse, and it has been since I was a kid. I would give everything I have to be able to, make parts of me better, to have robot parts, to be not this. But the difference is now, I tell you when I'm having a hard time. Like when I'm generally having a hard time, when it's like, no, I'm having a bad day. Like, and when I say I'm having a bad day, I mean emotionally, no, not emotionally, but physically. Physically, I'm having a bad day. Mentally, I'm okay. Mentally, I'm fine. Because I talk about this stuff. I talk about the stuff that bugs me now. But before, I just didn't. I just push it down. Like, I had different boxes. I had boxes for how I felt and boxes for, like, how I felt emotionally, how boxes how I felt physically. I just pushed it down in a little box. And the fact is, unless someone is going through the same things you are, they don't get it. They just don't. They don't get it. And they try. They try to get it. And they empathize with you. And it might take 100 times to tell the person the same thing, which I still tell my parents the same thing. And I am grown. And sometimes they hear you. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just don't get it. And that's okay. Because if no one understands you, that's not true. There's one person out there who understands what you're going through. At least one person. And one of the reasons why I keep making these videos every Monday, calling the Chaos Murdery, these episodes, is because I have to stop worrying about how people are going to think, what people think of me. Because it's only hurting me. Like, I'm scared, I'm being afraid to speak my truth and speak about my struggles is only hurting me. If I let myself feel the things I feel, okay, the thing is, the people who love you care. And the people who don't love you don't care, or however the expression goes. The people who don't care love you, and people who do care don't, or something like that. You get what I'm saying. But my point is, like, even on my worst day, and this is not one of my best days. It's not the worst I've ever had, but it's not up there. Like, I'm having a pretty bad week. And I have been because of my body. Mentally, I'm okay. I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed, but I'm okay. So yeah, I smile. I make videos. I laugh because life is so short. 13 near death experiences, dude. Life is so short. You just, no. Feel your feelings. Feel your feelings. Love you. Love yourself. Nick Jonas, God bless you for making the song Gut Punch, because I feel like that's my song. Fight song. Actually, I have a lot of anthems, but Gut Punch, I have to learn to not punish myself for myself, if that makes sense. Anyways, I love you guys. I hope y'all have a good week. I'll see you next Monday. Bye, guys.